What's going on, paisanos? V here. Now, before we begin, a couple of announcements. Number one, if you're a Patreon, go check your little Patreon tab because there's a link to this Market Watch that I recorded before anyone saw it live. Not only is the Market Watch recorded live, but it also has no ads. I know some people don't like the ads, so those both are gone if you are a Patreon. Eventually, I'm going to be adding that into a tier, maybe make that like a $5 tier. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have the Patreon updates set up in the future. Also, if you used to be a Patreon member of the V-Pack and V-Kit, please make sure to put it down to $1. Currently, right now, it's the only Patreon tier I have. Eventually, I'll have more coming out for you guys. Also, I started writing again. YGOMark.com. I wrote my article. I'm going to be doing a podcast later on today, and I'll have it uploaded on this website, YGOMark.com. So please check it out. Make sure to add it to your bookmarks and favorite or whatever you got to do. And the podcast is me just talking about cards, the meta, the game, single cards, where they used to be good. Are they going to be good in the future? All that kind of stuff. Almost an extension of these kind of videos in podcast form, and I'll have it up here in the future as well, so please make sure to check that out. Also, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and at the bottom of this comment section, type in #Q4V, in which you can ask me a question. At the end of every one of my Market Watches, I like to go over one of your questions and see what you guys have to say and try to answer it for you guys. Alright, first card in the Market Watch is only for collectors. Now, I mean, you can get this if you're not a collector. It's relatively cheap right now, and there's not many available in stock. And these are Legendary Dragon of White and Legendary Magician of Dark. Now, Legendary Dragon of White has a market price of $17, but we can see a lightly played right here for $14. You got Legendary Magician of Dark. Market price of $10, and it's around $11. It's hovering. Both of these cards came out in World Superstars, Prismatic Secret Rares. They can't be used in a duel. It says on the bottom left of each of these cards. And for collectors, these cards are almost a given. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can get this as well. Throw in your binary, I guess. But seriously, these are like super duper good cards. On page 1 of Legendary Magician of Dark, you see a lot of solo print listings. Looking at page 2, same thing, a solo print listing. And Legendary Dragon of White, I guarantee you'll be almost near the same. On page 1, my computer's running a little slow because I'm live streaming and everything. On page 1, there's a bunch of solo print listings until you get to the bottom where it's $19. That guy has 8 of them. And then looking at page 2, more solo print listings. I mean, and 3 of them at almost near $30 for Legendary Dragon of White. I think these are phenomenal cards, and I think a lot of collectors are going to be buying this, whether it's now or in the future. So if you want to grab these, throw them to the side. If you ever find a collector, these are great trade bait. Once again, they cannot be used in a duel. It says in the bottom left, but somehow I feel like somebody's still going to try to use them in a duel. Moving up next, can we just give a round of applause? Just a round of applause for Galaxy Soldier? I mean, way to be a fighter in the market. This card doesn't see much play, but Galaxy Soldier is still maintaining a high price point. We got the World Superstar version, which is $18. Holding roughly around $16 to $17. The Bowser Legend versions, also about $16 for Galaxy Soldier. This card just doesn't see much play. Doesn't merit much play for its price point, but yet it's still there. It's insane. Like, we got like Mythical Beast Jackal around the same price, which is showing more play than Galaxy Soldier. Up next, guys, obviously Savage Skull Dread. We're going to talk about a couple of meta cards as well as some other cards in this Market Watch as well. And one of them is Savage Skull Dread, whose unlimited print things is about $36 to $37, higher than its $34 market price. For first edition Savage Skull Dreads, we're going to be seeing it roughly around $38. And once again, that's higher than its $34 market price because the card's seeing so much play. Some decks are playing 2, most are playing 1, but very few decks are playing 2, like there's a lot of like Dragon variants. I forgot the name of it, Crusader Dragon variants. They're playing 2 because they can easily in one turn go into both of these. Then you got the 2018 Megaton version of Savage Skull Dread, $33 market price, and we're seeing it around $32 to $33 in the market. It's just, once again, a needed card. Now, I personally don't need this in my decks, but if you do, yeah, good luck with that. It's kind of expensive. Nightmare Corrupted Ibli, or Ibli, whatever you want to call it, is tanking in value. I kept saying over and over again, sell this card, sell this card. I know some people go, well, V, Orcus can run 3 of these, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Power Duels is right around the corner. There's a good chance this card getting reprinted. It'll tank in value. 1, 2, the card's seeing no play, 0 play throughout this past weekend, especially it's not seeing any play at YCS Dusseldorf. I haven't seen this card see much play at all. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a deck profile I haven't seen that plays it. I didn't see the Orcus guy's deck profile, to be honest with you, but I just don't think this card's worth, even at $28, higher than its $33 market price. Looking at first edition near mint, it is currently $28. This card price is tanking. Get rid of it as fast as possible. It's going down. Moving forward, World Legacy Succession. Now, to be fair, I always say to sell this card. When it was at 10, I was like, sell it, get rid of it. It's now almost near $16, higher than its $15 market price. I don't care. Sell it. Sell Warlike Succession. This car should not be worth as high as it currently is. It makes no sense. The reason this car is worth any amount of value. We can make an argument saying, well, V came out in Phase of Destruction. It's a really good set. Okay. But there's a lot of better other cards in Flames of Destruction and other sets that are just better than Warlike Succession. It makes no sense why this car has such a high price point. Next, Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion. We guarantee no 100% this is getting reprinted in Power Duelist in April. This is non-negotiable. Power Duelist reprint, Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion. Now, if you want to buy the Secret Rares, if you don't have it, or maybe if you do have it and you want to still hold it, I would recommend selling it now, wait until Power Duelist comes out, everyone gets Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion, and then go in and buy the Secret Rare. It'll be at a lower price point due to the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will have it and the want for this card will decline. Looking at the market price of Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion, it's roughly around $45. We're seeing it about $41 to about $41.50, almost $42 for a first edition Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion. It's going down in value. Still a phenomenal card, but we're seeing a weird thing happen with the meta right now. It's really shifting in which Yu-Gi-Oh! Players went from like 12 hand traps to more or less 3. And I think that's something that's really indicative of the current state of meta. That can always change though. But with Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion, yeah, it's this or Ash. Oh, so hard to choose. A Veilocene will play. Moving forward, though, Nightmare Unicorn is still going crazy in the market. With the announcement of Power Duelist and the fact that we don't know if any of the Nightmares are getting reprint, they should get an Ultra reprint because that'd be amazing. Rarity boost for the other ones like Cerebus and Phoenix. Downgrade in Rarity for Unicorn, but downgrading the price point of Unicorn. Looking at Nightmare Unicorn's price point is $37. And then you go over here to Unlimited, it's about $38. First edition Nightmare Unicorn is going to be hitting you almost there $40 for this card. This card was around $25 for a good amount of time. And then as Flame Destruction moved away and as we went into newer sets, we saw Nightmare Unicorn's price slowly correct. And to the point where now it's just going higher and higher in chunks. Now Nightmare Unicorn's almost near $40. A $25 card like that near $40. Hopefully you have yours. Next, Danger Jackalope. Now this card tanked heavily. It's still relatively expensive for an Ultra Rare that came on Cybernetic Horizon. Mark Price does have this card roughly around $27, and we're seeing it near $27, almost near $28 when you get in the first edition for Danger Jackalope. But it's still lower than what it was price point was, what, I believe a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, in which Danger Jackalope's price point was $40. So it's definitely still going low. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that want to get Dangers have Dangers. More Yu-Gi-Oh! Players hopped in that train. We got Salamangreats. Some Yu-Gi-Oh! Players might have hopped off that train. Nevertheless, Danger Jackalope price is going down, but still stabilizing roughly around $27, $28. Up next, Valkyrie Brunhilde. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing on this. Valkyrie Brunhilde's market price is $10, and yeah, no, it's definitely $10 for Valkyrie Brunhilde. The thing about this card is, I know we're getting supposedly more Valkyrie support, whatever. Same with Savage Strike. It did nothing for the deck, but only made its prices go higher. That's all it did. That's all it did for Valkyries. Valkyries should nowhere near have this crazy high price point, especially the fact that we know it's whatever new support we get isn't going to be good enough. It ain't like Valkyries might need a field spell or maybe another Link Monster or whatever. No. The deck's bad. The deck's terrible. And we need good cards in order to make this deck good. And I'm not sure Konami could magic themselves up one card that Valkyries could play to make them a tier 1 deck. I doubt it. The artwork is great. It's a character card. I get it that, collectors want in on this. I get it. But Valkyrie Brunhilde should not be this high in price point. It's insane. It kind of reminds me of Noble Knights real quickly. Great artwork. Cool stuff about it. Konami's, promoting the crap out of it. But it's always going to be bad. Up next, Effect Failure. Now, I periodically go over Effect Failure because it gets bought out and the amount of quantity in the market gets smaller and shorter and shorter. Looking at Effect Failure from Duelist Revolution, the ultimate rare Effect Failure. Mark Price has this card roughly around $44, and Unlimited Lightly Plate's about $70. First edition Lightly Plate Effect Failure has now hit over $100. There's one listing at $109, and after that one's gone, the next first edition Effect Failure is $201. $199.99 plus 99 cents shipping. For anybody that's driving and just listening to this video. Yeah, no, $200 for Effect Failure. So, what I'm trying to say is if you have first edition Lightly Plate Effect Failure, it's $100. If you think it's near mint, and it better be damn near mint, it's $201. Now listen, if you don't want to get the ultimate rare Effect Failures, I don't blame you. I got rid of mine. I bought mine back when they were $28 for first edition. I lowered them when it hit near 60s. I was like, I'm done with this. That's too crazy of a price point. Well, the next best effect veiler is Dual Saga, which is going higher in value. Looking at Dual Saga effect veiler, has a $9 price point. We're seeing it easily get bought on the market. There's one over here left for $9.40. After that one's gone, it's hitting near 11. The page bottoms out at 15. By the way, when I mean page and 15, I mean there's what, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 available effect veils, and that's it. A bunch of solo listings, and the last guy has 2 of them at 15 for effect veil from Dual Saga. Hopefully you guys have yours. Obviously, this card's seeing a crazy amount of play. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are rushing to pick up their effect veilers. Ultimate Rare obviously is a pipe dream at this point for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, unless you're that insane. So you go with the Dual Saga effect veiler, and it got bought out again. The fun thing about effect veiler is week and a ago, maybe even. It was $5. I bought 2 Ultra Rares from Dual Saga for $5, and now we're seeing it easily double that price point. Moving forward, Thunder Dragon Colossus is slightly going down in value. It's not taking in value, but it's significant. It's like you're looking at someone, they have a stone cold face, but you know them, they're crying. Looking at Thunder Dragon Colossus, it's almost, the market price has this card around $50, and no, it's not. It's about $48.50. $48, $49 for effect for Thunder Dragon Colossus. Now, obviously, when you go argue, hey, it's hovering, I get it. This is the first time we see it really hover under its price point. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised whatsoever. Thunder Dragons is really cool. I do like the deck a lot. But if we're going to be straight up with each other, it's definitely not the dominant deck. We thought it was going to be Sky Strikers. That's not the dominant deck. Thunder Dragons are still being used in a bunch of decks, but not in 3s as it used to be. So you can play with playsets of Thunder Dragon Colossus, have the ability to sell that, to put that money towards other things, like, you know, danger cards, or whatever it is. Thunder Dragon Colossus, I predict, will start going down in value gradually, but will absolutely start going down in value. Even though they're one of the top tier decks in the meta, the meta is so diverse right now, it's hard to say that this is the best. Moving forward, we got Trap Trick, a card that was $30 beginning of the week. We're seeing it right now in the market price of roughly around $32, but Trap Trick is actually around $35 for this card. Now, I think this is a phenomenal card, and hopefully this card will get reprinted soon. I'm predicting Megaton reprint for Trap Trick, but wouldn't be surprised if Trap Trick was to get reprinted in some other form of fashion by Konami, because they know this is a very heavily wanted card with the high price tag on it. $35 for Trap Trick. We're seeing some players play 2, some players play 3, different variants. One of my favorite variants of Trap Trick that I saw just not long ago was it being used in Trickster Sky Strikers, in which you had Trap Trick, you had Trickster Reincarnation and Draw, you have combo. Like, I thought that was really interesting how that was being used. I was like, wow, a new way to screw Yu-Gi-Oh players over by Yu-Gi-Oh players. Moving forward, Brotherhood of Fire Fist High King is getting bought out right now as we talk. By the way, it's happening right now. Market price has the Ultimate Rare Brotherhood of Fire Fist High King at $5. $5. Unlimiteds are about 8. And, yeah, when we talk about first edition Brotherhood of Fire Fist Fire King guy, whatever his name is, $16 for first edition. Market price has this card at $5. We're seeing Fire Fist Tiger King at $16. Listen, you can do what you want to do right now, but I would highly recommend check eBay, Troll and Toad, Core TCG, go all over the place and get yourself a first edition Brotherhood of Fire Fist. And right now, it's getting $16 a TCG player. It's not long before it gets spread around amongst every other website. You get your unlimited still, but there's not many of those available as well. I only went to page 2 to see it at 16. For unlimiteds, they quickly hit 16. And looking at page 1, there's not many big walls. There's 3 and 2. And we're going to call that a wall, sure. But, I mean, it's not long before this card's bought out on the market. Up next, Sky Scourge Norealis. Norealis. Sky Scourge Norealis Ultimate Rare. It's an old card, came out for Sword Breakers. Market price has this card around $12. And unlimited versions of this card around 11s. For first edition Norealis, I like to quote Norealis, $25. First edition. Lightly played, by the way, so if you're a lightly played Norealis, yeah, $25. Not bad for an old card. Up next, Salamangreat Great Sunlight Wolf. So this card went as high as $12 throughout this weekend. It was insane. Everyone was like, what the hell? This is a rare and Savage Strike. By the way, little fun fact, the reason why it's so much money is because we don't have the unlimited printing yet, and the first edition versions that came on Savage Strike, the first, that booster box you may or may not have at your locals, they're pretty hard to get. You can't buy them through distributors anymore and through Konami. So what's out, what's out. Unless your store has some kind of deal worked around with a distributor, you most likely don't. Your store most likely doesn't have a way to get sealed Savage Strike product. With that said, rare cards like Salamander Great Sunlight Wolf, market price is $10. We are seeing it near around 9 for, but after that one's gone. Actually, no, we're seeing it almost near 10. I'm sorry. We're seeing around 10 for Salamander Great Sunlight Wolf. This card's insanely overpriced. I don't think I have to tell you that. I think everyone kind of knows that. But this card is insanely overpriced. And as much as I like Salamangreats, I don't like the fact that a rare is so high in value off a new set. We've never had this happen, by the way. Ever since Konami made the super rares in every pack and rares and all that jazz, we've never had this happen in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's never happened. And now it is. And now we're dealing with it. And it's kind of messed up. I really wish Konami realized, you know, looking at Soulburn and seeing how that got bought out so heavily, going, we're getting new players in the game, breaking records at YCS regionals, even locals, by the way. They know this, by the way. This has been known almost about a year. They brag about it in which call I read it. They tell me about. Maybe I should make more product to deal with all these players. Well, unfortunately, that's not happening at the moment, and hopefully in the future, Konami does rectify this. So we don't have to, you know, deal with not getting Savage Strike or going to Walmart and Target for our Savage Strike. Anyway, Salamander Great Sunlight Wolf is going to be a lot of money until we get the special edition of Savage Strike. That's when we'll start seeing this price point start slowly going down. Next, Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay. Card is $106 on market price, and looking at it, it's about $111 here on TCG Player, and everywhere else you go for Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay. Now listen, if you got a regionals, you're probably going to want to get this card. It's really hard to say, I don't need this card. It's really good. You most likely do need this card, let's be honest. If you don't have a regionals, well, don't get this card. It's insanely overpriced. Yu-Gi-Oh! Now is getting crazy pricey, as far as, like, even cheaper decks. And when I mean cheaper decks, I mean decks like Salamangreat, which is a structure deck. Looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, you need, like, what? 3 Infinite Permanents, they're about 100. 3 Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay, 130. 3 Ash Blossoms. Well, now you got them commons. They're about, I'll show you in a second. But roughly around $30. And then, choose a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. Oh, wait a minute. You're playing extra deck? You need that Boros Sword, $100. Boros Load, $25. Chainburn gets better and better as an option every day. But looking at Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay, if you are looking to play at Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals and you don't have your invite, if you don't have your invite, you have to get this card. It's a really phenomenal card. If you do, I will wait on this card. Not that it would go down in price immediately, but once again, with the release of the Savage Strike Special Edition, there's a good chance it will go down in price, and then we can come back and talk about whether or not to pick it up at its new price point, which will probably be, if we're going to be honest, around the 90s, which is still expensive, still insane, but we got a YCS coming up. We got, actually, 2 YCSs coming up, Tennessee and Atlanta, Georgia, and then we have Nationals. And we got bans in between then. We have to see what's going on with Max C with this card. But if Max C's not on that ban list, this card goes up higher. You know, like, if Max C goes to 1, everyone's like, well, I don't need, no. Max C at 1, you need this card. Max C at 2, we can negotiate on this card. And Max C at 3, not as much, you'll need this card. But if Max C's not off on the next ban list, you need this card. And as we move forward, beyond the Savage Strike Special Edition, it gets harder to get this card. What does that mean? Well, let's ask $40 Nightmare Unicorn about what does it mean. It means it goes up higher in value, unfortunately. Moving up, Pot of Extravagance. Our card, which was $75 last week, a week ago, is dropping down the market. We're seeing a price point of roughly around $66. Looking at Extravagance, it's roughly around $65, almost near $68. The thing about $66. The thing about Extravagance is a card, I still love this card. I have this card at 3, and the only decks that can really use this card, Necros, Altergeist, and Subterrace. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are looking at Extravagance going, okay, well, I don't need it, I'm done with this card. No. I still think this is a heavily needed card. I still think that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will be playing this in the future, and getting yours now might secure your spot. With that said, if you didn't need Extravagance, I said it before and I'll say it again, sell it. But if you're like me and you have the opportunity to play Extravagance in the deck, because I play Subterrace and Altergeist, it's a needed card. And absolutely, even though I don't like playing 3 and Altergeist specifically, I will play it because, you know, it's a good card. It's Pot of Greed. Next, Summer Limit. Earlier this week, Summer Limit was roughly around $15. Market price has this card around $6, and we're seeing it for Unlimited like you played around 6s. For Unlimited like you played. The market quickly refilled up. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were hitting their quarter boxes for quarter Summer Limits that are now $7. First edition, we're seeing the first ones come up at roughly around $8. for a common summon limit for first edition. Once again, it's a common, came out only light destruction. It's a good indication that if you did have summon limits, besides I mean, I'm keeping my playset, but I had tons extra. I just kept on loading them off in the market, and the reason why is because this is a good, it's a good chance Konami's gonna reprint this card. Hopefully in the next OTS pack, and hopefully as a super rare, as a rarity bump from its current common rarity. Or we'll take commons, but super rare summon limits just sound a lot nicer. Technically speaking, we can make a great argument about how this card should be hitting the ban list. Moving forward, Aliester, the Invoker of Madness, is starting to creep up a little bit in the market. And I'm not sure if this is because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are just buying into Invoked, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Players realize this card's really cheap and they want to grab a couple for themselves, or just, naturally, the fact that no one's really cracking Shadows of Valhalla as much as they were doing for the past. Looking at Aliester, the market price is about $6.55, and we're seeing it here almost near $7 for Aliester, the Invoker of Madness. Now, I said it when the card hit around 6 to grab 2 of them. You're only gonna need really 2 for yourself. You're going extra for trade bait, extra the trade later on when a card does go up in value, because I think it will go up in value. But for the most part, you can grab 2 of these and you'll be good to go. It's a really good card still. It's just Invoke's doing nothing right now. Once the meta changes and shifts, Invoke has the possibility to do something. It's a phenomenal deck, and it definitely coincides with a ton of decks that are currently out there in the meta. Next, Glow Bowl. Market price has this card roughly around $55, and we're seeing it actually around $50 to $51 for Glow Bowl if you want to go near mint. Listen, I think Glow Bowl's a phenomenal card. I think that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, with Power Duels coming out, with the Plant Link coming out, I think it's pretty safe to say that Plant Links might be a deck. Now, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players could, we might get Maxi, we have Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay, and I get it. But Plant Links does sound like a deck. It does sound like something very Konami to do. We had Debris, we had various plant metas in the past, and looking at Plant Link, yeah, I feel like Konami can easily make that a thing. Going to Plant Links, slapping out, using cards like Nichiria Beast, and some playing cards like Nichiria, going to Nichiria Beast or going to Nichiria Barkion by utilizing Glow Up Bulb, and many other cards, as well as Link cards. Yeah, it's really, it doesn't sound something that's crazy. Like, Konami does things and I go, that's kind of crazy, but plants being a thing again in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not that crazy to me. Anyway, looking at Global Ultimate Rare, it's definitely a good card, and it's definitely starting to go lower in value. You want to get in on it now, or you want to wait and see if it goes lower in value, up to you. At least get a common one. Moving forward, DD Crow Ultimate Rare is bought out. Newsflash. Market price has DD Crow Ultimate Rare roughly around $20. And looking at DD Crow Ultimate Rare, Unlimited Lightly Played, it's about $55. First edition DD Crows are $100. Now, this is for near mint, but there's no first edition Lightly Played. It's heavy played DD Crow at $21, and then there's first edition near mint DD Crow at $100. So, you got one of these? Got one Lightly Played? Okay, well, it's anywhere between $70 and $100 for a DD Crow Ultimate Rare, first edition. You have a Lightly Played one? No big deal. If it's unlimited, it's about $50. Kudos. I like DD Crow. I think this is a phenomenal card, but I think there's better cards in the meta. Also, to pay that kind of crazy money for DD Crow is absolutely insane, being the fact that we have a lot of other cards that act like just like DD Crow, including DD Crow, not ultra rare, not crazy high in value. I'm a rarity whore, and I know when to draw the line. The line is roughly for DD Crow is anywhere from $70 to $100 for ultimate rare DD Crow. At that point, you're just stupid if you're paying that kind of money. Chaos Gods is a card I really like a lot, by the way. Came out in Shining Darkness, hard to bring out. I don't even know why this card would have any viability in any meta, by the way. Market price of this card roughly around $9. It's roughly around $9. First edition versions are hitting near $10. $10.16 actually for Chaos Goddess. Maybe it's an old secret rare that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going at. Once again, I talked about this a while ago and how old secret rares are going to go up in value naturally. We saw it happen with the Ultimate Rares. It's still happening, by the way, Ultimate Rares. There's a ton of Ultimate Rares that are like dirt cheap. They came in old sets, and I might go over them sporadically doing my market watches. But with the Secret Rares, like cards like Chaos Goddess that have like a solo print listing in Shining Darkness, we're seeing it happen again. So definitely keep an eye out for this card. If you can get it in like a trade binder, or maybe it's in a dollar binder. Most stores don't care about that card. Plague Spreader Zombie Ultimate Rares would poor people say if they had good cards. I'm joking, calm down. What I'm trying to say is Plague Spreader Zombie Ultimate Rare is actually relatively cheap right now. Don't tell nobody, I'm trying to whisper. Market price has this card roughly around $7. Unlimited near mint of this card, it's $6. Like I said, don't tell nobody. You can buy unlimiteds. Now, if you want to buy first edition Plague Spreader Zombies, that's a little bit different. You see, first edition Play-Space Zombies for you big rollers out there starts at $22. In fact, $22.51 to be precise. After that one sold, it's $30. So $30 for first edition Play-Space Zombie Ultimate Rare, or Unlimited Near Mint at $6. That's the difference between a first edition stamp and not a first. That's why I always go crazy over first edition original print, unless there's a high rarity or ultimate rare, which is, in my opinion, probably one of the best ones to get. Up next, XX Saber Dark Souls. Don't talk to me about playing Sabers if you don't have a playset of Ultimate Rare First Edition XX Saber Dark Souls. You just can't talk to me about X Sabers like you think you can. XX Sabers. Anyway, market price has Dark Soul roughly around $7.40. Unlimited Lightly Played about $5. It's dirt cheap. First edition XX Saber Dark Souls, there's one over here around $7 for Lightly Played. And that's hitting near $8 to $9 for Dark Soul. I don't know why, I just love the artwork of this card. And one thing I think, there's a couple of things we can talk about as far as new links that we should get for other archetypes. My number one's going to be Boojins, just because I love them and I have them max rarity. Number two will definitely be X Sabers. I think X Sabers is a great contender for to get a Link monster. I think they definitely can still compete at a meta, in this current meta, with a good Link monster. And hopefully Konami does that. Gives them like maybe like a field spell, continuous spell, or a Link monster. Saberhole, is Saberhole around here? Saberhole's a hella good trap. Like, this card is an old school trap card. After if you control an X Saber monster, negate the summon of a monster and destroy. Just summon. It's kind of trap. Something about that was always scary to me when I used to play back then, when I used to play Black Wings against X Sabers. Moving forward though, we got Nimble Sunfish. I don't know what's happening with water. I have zero idea. Maybe it's a new water Link monster coming out in Power Duelist, and the fact that Mermos are very, very cheap for the most part, really, really inexpensive. But I think Nimble Sunfish is starting to peak up in the market. Market price has this card roughly around $7. Unlimited Lightly Played at $7. As far as first edition, we got $7.35, $7.40. It quickly goes up higher in the market for Nimble Sunfish. Listen, if you are looking to play water come Power Duelist, or maybe we're getting April ban list, you want to get a quick invite because nobody knows what to do. Beginning of every ban list, play Mermos. It's cheap, and it always catches people off guard. And if you can get a nice clean field out, Mermos can shotgun your opponent right in the face. I really want to see actually how Mermos do against Salamangrates. I mean, yeah, I know Salamangrates get one counter, but Mermos really just go off in one turn. They don't really need multiple turns. Or they go into double Swafrog and then go into like a lock with the Toad guy, whose name I forgot already. Totally awesome. Up next, Overdrive Teleporter. Secret Rare, Crossover Chaos, Solo Print listings. Market price of this card at $4. Unlimited is at under $4. Which first edition, actually? I didn't see what first edition is. First edition is... Hold on a second. We're on page 4. First edition is... Oh my god. Okay, no, okay. We got one at $17. Is this one of those... Like, same thing with Play Spread. It's $18. So $17 to $18 for first edition. For Unlimited, it's $4 for Overdrive Teleporter. I rarely say don't get first edition. Don't get first edition. The price difference is insane. And to be honest with you, $4 for Overdrive Teleport is pretty good for a card that only had a printing in Crossroad Chaos. Might seem familiar if you guys ever look at your Black Rose Dragons. Set that this card came out. Set that Black Rose came out as a Ghost Rare, Ultimate Rare, and I believe a Secret Rare as well. I could be wrong. Anyway, Overdrive Teleport is definitely a really good card. I definitely think that it can have viability within the meta moving forward. It's definitely one of my favorite picks right now of Secret Rares nobody's looking at. That's relatively inexpensive. Keep an eye on this card. Up next, Left Arm Offering is getting a reprint. Common reprint, actually. In the next structure deck, I think the Spellcaster structure deck. So, market price has this card roughly around 5s. It's roughly around 5s. You should be selling it. After the structure deck, you can always buy this card back again. It'll definitely be at a lot lower in price point because everyone has the commons, and the card price will drop, and then you can come back here and just pick up your super rares. But right now, $5 is crazy. Sell your playset with your $15. There you go. Structure deck and a half. Up next, Card Demise. I said to watch out for this card when it was around $14. Looking at Card Demise, both versions are anywhere from $18 to $19. And the thing about Card Demise is, by the way, which one's the best version? I think the Secret is better than the Ultra Rare. Even though the Ultra Rare is from original print, I think Secret is better. But looking at Card Demise is definitely a card that's being seen play in true Dracos. And they're doing things. They're not as loud and not as vibrant. They haven't won any big event or any sub-major event like an ARG or PPG. But it's still a pretty significant enough for that Yu-Gi-Oh players know that, hey, this is something that I need to get if I want to play 2 Dracos, if I don't want to run too much crazy stuff or spend too much money in the meta, which, once again, like I said, Phantazmays, infinite permanents, you know, crazy money. It's relatively inexpensive. You can run an inexpensive build, and that's what I think a lot of you players are doing. Cartomice is increasing in value. We saw a red 2 Draco monster go up in value, and now we're seeing Cartomice do it as well, which I thought this was going to happen first, and then the red one would go up in value, but it happened the opposite way. Up next, Infernity Barrier. Supposedly there's some kind of weird, like, crazy combo with Infernity Barrier, and I think that, like, everyone, I mean, looking off the ban list, you know, seeing off the ban list, everyone just went crazy on Infernities. The price rose, and, you know, since nobody's cracking Shining Darkness packs, the price kind of hovered for a while. Market price does have this card roughly around $7 for Secret Rare Infernity Barrier. Limits are almost near $10. As far as first edition, we see one over here for about $13 for Infernity Barrier, and then they start hitting near $14 for Infernity Barrier, which came out in Shining Darkness. Now, if you are somehow looking for this card, you can get the 2012 Collector's 10 Infernity Barriers. They're 7 cents to like 10 cents. They're dirt cheap. But if you want a Secret Rare, you're going to be shelling out about at least $10. I would say get the first edition. The difference is not too crazy, and to be honest with you, the Infernity Barrier is a beautiful looking Secret Rare. I love how years after Shining Darkness came out, years after Infernities were even seen play, any card that acts like Infernity Barrier, we just call it Infernity Barrier. Has anyone ever noticed that? Like, it's so weird. Obviously, it was definitely one of the first of its kind to negate anything if you have this pre-existing condition on board. But still, something like Silent Mangrates, they have their own Infernity Barrier, and, you know, and then once I hear that, I go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Something about that's really interesting. Anyway, guys, comment question of the day comes from Edwin Diaz, and he says, as far as any new set is concerned, wouldn't it be just better to wait for the Unlimited to come out? Especially now because it comes out in 2 weeks. So why invest right now when we can all wait? Great, thank you for the question, Edwin. Couple of things. Number one, when a new set first comes out, a lot of new cards come out that definitely change the meta, for the most part. Those cards ideally will have the highest price point, and most Yu-Gi-Oh players want to get in on those cards before the price point starts spiking high in value. Good one is Dragon Phantazmay, Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay, which came out roughly around $60. The price point is currently almost double that price, so Yu-Gi-Oh players want to get in on the cards early. As far as going back to about the prices going down, they will go down with the Unlimited Edition, absolutely. Majority of card prices do go down with the Unlimited Edition coming out, but it's only temporary before the meta resets itself. And in this case with Savage Strike, in the past sets and past releases, we are noticing with newer Yu-Gi-Oh players coming in, with YCS's breaking records, with Regionals breaking records, with Locals breaking local records, that stores is selling product. Savage Strike for one, Soul Burner definitely for another one, and other previous product faster than before. So even though you are right, if you wait for Unlimited, it will cost less to get certain cards. That's not the case for every single card. Also, cards at Locals will go out, and Locals cannot restock. Like in my personal case, how I can't get Savage Strike, I can only get a special edition when it comes out. And that's gonna happen a lot faster until Konami fixes this issue. Since that's gonna happen a lot faster, the availability of these cards that can shift the meta, that's gonna be pretty significant of you getting your hands on those as fast as possible. And that's why we have like sneak peeks and stuff like that, so Yu-Gi-Oh players can trade and get their hands on these cards before they start hitting the market. And who knows what happens? Everyone thought Extravagance was gonna be the big card. It's now calmed down to 65 from a $75 price point. Everyone saw Witch Strike being at 60 and went to 15, and then now it's almost near $10. Should be near $10 soon. We saw Phantazmay go from 60 to 110, almost near 120, gonna be doubling almost. And this is why, as far as waiting for a set, you can do it, and it's a good chance it might go down in value. It's more than a likely chance a lot of these cards will go down in value, but for the cards that won't, well, that's gonna be a pain. Also, when a new set comes out, the special edition doesn't come out like right away. It takes some time, man. If you want to play the meta at your Locals with the new cards, that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my market watches. Thank you, Edwin Diaz, for your question. Guys, if you have a question, please hashtag Q4V, like my good friend Edwin did. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure to subscribe. You paisanos, have a good day.